One of the key goals of the Office of Vocation and Ministry is to increase the capacity of the Hellenic College faculty and staff to teach and mentor students in their exploration of vocation. Recently, the OVM sponsored a Morning of Mentoring, where faculty, staff, and students convened for a symposium on the many excellent ways mentoring is understood and enacted at Hellenic College. The college's roots in the Hellenistic tradition were an invitation to classics professor Mata Dova to share the classical origins of the very word mentor.
The etymology of the word mentor is directly connected to the Indo-European root for mind, intent, spirit, and thought. A mentor is someone who thinks and teaches others how to think without telling them what to think. That mentoring demands, first of all, that you know your students' needs.
Also, Professor Alice McIntyre, Admissions Director Sonia Belcher, Professor Demetrius Kados, Crossroad Director Nicholas Belcher, and Professor Kathleen Ryan joined in sharing their ideas about essential aspects of mentoring.
And there's a continuity in the research that suggests that the mentor-mentee relationship is a developmental process where the mentor fosters the protege's dream and assists the mentee in developing a new sense of self personally and professionally. Mentoring relationships are also discussed, though, in this literature is very hierarchical, where there's which sustains this notion that the mentor is the powerful one and the mentee is the less powerful one, or the less knowledgeable one.
And to be a wonderful model to the teens or the young adults that they're offering retreats to, and to show them what a Hellenic College Holy Cross student looks like. And it was that personal reflection, connection that made them want to look further into Hellenic College Holy Cross.
What is the purpose of studying religion and theology, and how might mentoring be incorporated into this process? What's interesting is that there is a marked difference between the way in which students would like religion and theology taught, and the way in which professors or instructors would like to teach theology or religion. One needs to ask, why is there such a fear of addressing religious questions, specifically moral questions more broadly? Why is there such a hesitation on the part of faculty to have a connection with their students that would take them beyond the context of a given body of knowledge? There's something objective which brings the two together into the classroom, a particular subject, a particular topic. Why is there such a fear on the part of the faculty to cross that divide, so to speak, and engage with the students more directly?
I've kind of seen my role as the director of Crossroad in the sense of mentoring is preparing the mentors. We bring all these kids from all across the country, and we have 10 days. 10 days to build very special, very close relationships. And so we have to really prepare in order to receive these young people, in order to give them the best opportunity possible to form those kinds of relationships that we could describe as mentoring relationships. While God is using us to form others, He'll be forming us as well.
And on that first day of teaching, those new teachers will face the responsibility of taking the classroom and transforming it into a learning environment. The question is, how can we help teachers? How can we help future teachers succeed in teaching? And I think part of the answer lies in projects such as these. I think this one-on-one service through literacy project provides the opportunity to mentor in many important ways.
These ideas about mentoring were rooted in both their own personal experience of being mentored and of, in turn, mentoring Hellenic College students. Students were then given the opportunity to share their own personal insights and experiences about mentoring relationships at Hellenic College.
There is always, I think, a temptation to implement some sort of official, program of mentoring. I think that this is something that, is probably incumbent on each person to want to do, and to want to receive, and to be open to that.
But he said to me, if I don't teach you, how will you know? If I don't teach you, how will others know? And this always stuck with me because I realized that I wasn't learning for myself at that point. I was learning for the people who I'd be teaching in the future.
When I first entered the department and her class, the first paper that I gave her, it was so bad. She couldn't even give me a grade. She couldn't even give me a grade. But her nurturing style, her love and care, she invited me to her office when we talked, and she reassured me that I was going to be okay. It's a process on learning.
The morning served to demonstrate Hellenic College's ongoing commitment to teaching and learning for the formation of the whole person.
It is a fun-reaching event. I believe it, and I hope that we continue this discussion. It has been extremely well taken, and most professors and students were at their best.